Amazing, and we're recording. Okay, so welcome back everyone to another edition of Cyber Saturday. Of course, this time it's Sunday, but we're exploring timing. Maybe one time is better than another. But yeah, so we're continuing with the CTF prep. We're doing basic challenges. Mostly they are web challenges because that's the most visual, intuitive category of challenges. And yeah, and also picoCTF, like this is the gem, or basically the archive of the challenges, but also their annual competition is coming up on 13th or 14th of March. It's a 2-week long challenge, so consider joining. It has all levels, like the ones we're gonna do here, and much more complicated and everything in between. So it's a great learning experience. But yeah, we're going to start with something very, very simple. And honestly, I want at least one of you to solve it before I do, because we did go through something very similar to this earlier on. So let's see, what are we given? So everyone, just search power cookie in the search bar. For those who are new, let me actually do it from the beginning. I'll go to, this is what you should see when you first join the PicoGem. Okay, you'll find cryptography, general skills, whatever. You click here, search by name, and look for power cookie. And you should see this one. It will not be grayed out. It's grayed out in my case because it's solved already. Is everyone able to find the challenge? Thumbs ups. 1 second. Okay. Good, good. Just the picoGem menu, the main menu, and you can just search. play.picoCTF.org. The same link I sent. Okay, good. So, power cookie. Let's read. What did they say? Can you get the flag? Of course, that's always the goal. Go to this website and see what you can discover. Okay. Okay, so online gradebook, continue as guest. Should we inspect? I don't think there's a need to inspect. We should just try first, but why not? I mean, it looks like a very simple website. Yeah, it's just a continue as guest function. Where is the link? Yes, thank you, 100%. Amazing. So let's try it first. Let's see what happens when we continue as guest. We apologize. Let me zoom in. We apologize, but we have no guest services at the moment. Okay. Check.php. There's nothing else on the website. It's very simple. What do you think we should start checking with based on people who were with us in the previous sessions? And based on the name of the challenge. Exactly. Cookie. The cookie. So for those of you who are new, a cookie is basically a piece of text, okay, that the server will send to you once you authenticate, and you'll always send it in every request. It's a way for the server to know who you are instead of asking you each and every single time for the username and password to verify, because we discussed how HTTP, this protocol for web, is stateless. It does not remember you. So this is why you need to, people came up with the idea of a cookie so they can keep track of who you are across sessions, okay? So how do we view our cookies? We go, let's do it from the beginning. We go to the 3 dots in the top right, and we go to more tools, and then developer tools. Developer tools are a collection of a bunch of tools for debugging, for looking at the network traffic, performance, so many things, profiling. But what we care about is the Was it memory or application? Frankly, I forgot. Maybe application? Yeah, the application. If you choose the application from here, this has multiple types of storage. A website can store data in the local storage, session storage, so many things we don't care about. We're looking for cookies, we look at the cookie icon, we open the drop-down menu, and we click on this URL. Okay, so what do we get? We see one cookie, which is a very interesting cookie. It says is admin. It cannot be simpler than that. It's like a name of a variable. Usually cookies, they have a long value, usually encoded or encrypted, but here it's just a very simple cookie. So from the name, we can guess, of course, this is what is responsible for giving us admin privileges or not. Now, this should never be the case. The cookie should be hidden, okay, and encrypted, and its integrity should be verified, such that if I change it, the server should tell me, no, this cookie is invalid, you changed it. But here they have no mechanism. It's plain text. It's the number 0. So can you guess which number we should try to see if we can get the website to behave differently?
1.
Yes, exactly. Why 1? Because binary. 0, no. 1 probably means yes. So enter. Now the cookie has been changed. And let's refresh the website. When we refresh the website, our browser will resend the new cookie this time. And we'll see, amazing. The behavior changes. It now treats us as an admin and gives us the flag. Very, very simple and intuitive. Is it clear for everyone? Any step to elaborate on? Feel free to ask at any time. So yeah, we copy the flag and we submit it. Okay. Yes, Walid, go ahead.
Yeah, so I'm sorry, but I just came like a few minutes late, so if you can just give like a very quick summary on what happened.
Amazing, amazing. So we're using picoCTF. Do you have a picoCTF account?
No.
Okay, so did someone resend the link or what? Yes. Go to that link, create an account, and you will be forwarded to this page. We did the power cookie challenge, but you can do it like at the end. It's a very simple challenge. We can go through the challenges. We do them one by one. Okay, and you can follow along with me while doing the challenge. So you just need to create an account. That's it. Everything else is provided on the website itself. Okay. Now let's move on to our next challenge. Our next challenge is actually a bit different. We will not be interacting with the website. Is it even under the web category? I'm not sure, but it's called SQL Direct. So before we start, what is SQL? What is databases? So let's just give a very brief intro. So databases are applications that store your data. They store large amounts of data. They are meant to store your accounts, if you have like Facebook, for example, or Instagram, whatever, they will store the username, the password, they will store your images, they will store your bio, for example. They store data and in this case, the SQL, they store it in a structured way. What does that mean? SQL is called the structured query language. It's a standard. Yes, exactly. They store your data in tables. Now, we're not going to go into how we can have relationships between these tables and so on, but in the most basic idea, think of it as a very advanced Excel sheet. That's what a database is. It's an advanced Excel sheet. Okay. And it's a standard. So let's actually SQL standard. SQL. Yeah, it's an ISO standard. but for some reason, companies still deviate from the standard, especially Oracle. Uh, but yeah, it's a common language for all relational databases. So every company can come up with its own database solution that uses SQL. So Oracle have their own SQL server. Microsoft has the SQL server. There is even an SQLite, which is a version of SQL that's inside of a file. It does not even need a server or any application. It's just one file storing everything. And they can implement it in different ways, but the interface or how we communicate with them is almost uniform. Okay. I want examples. SQL sample queries. Yeah. Yep. So most basic thing you can do in SQL is to select a column. We said it's a table, so of course we can select columns. So you can just type select column name, okay, and then you specify from table. And we're gonna go through an example right now, but let's see what the challenge requires from us. Okay, so it says connect to this Postgres SQL server. Again, Postgres is just one of the many SQL versions out there. And find the flag. Additional details will be available after launching your challenge instance. So this time we actually need to launch it because we're interacting with a dynamic application. So we'll just wait a bit. Okay, we're given the instructions to connect and the password. Okay. We're going to use the web shell for this. So if you just go to the top right of your picoCTF page, you will find the web shell. I usually like to expand it. Okay. And you just type in your username. And then you type in your password. The characters will be hidden. Let me get my password. Password manager. Okay. Okay. Let me copy anything so my clipboard does not have my password. Yeah, my 50-character password. It's the one generated by Chrome. Okay, so web shell. Web shell basically is just we're in a Linux machine. If you've attended any of the Linux workshops or you've worked with Linux before, it should be fairly simple. ls, you can list a directory. cd, you can change to a directory. And why are these files still here from last time? Okay. Cat to read a file, for example, my.js. I think we can actually get back to this at the end if we have time, because I found out the mistake from like 3 weeks ago, but that's a different story. So yeah, let's clear. Let me zoom in a bit here. So they gave us instructions. They told us PSQL -H -P -U and then pico. Okay, password is Postgres. Now let's decode this. What is going on? So PSQL is just a CLI tool, command line interface tool. Okay, here we're in the command line, and there are many tools like the ones we saw. Now, Postgres, they provide a tool like that for you to interact with the database from inside of a terminal like this. So what is the syntax? I think there was a good PSQLi, no, is it this one? I think one of them was very clear. Yeah, this is good enough. Yeah. Yep, that's exactly there. So well, let's explain this syntax. So here we're inside of this web shell. It has nothing to do with this instance that is running. So we actually need to connect to it. So we do PSQL, okay, -H to define the host, aka the machine. So we give it the domain name of the machine, which will be turned into IP, and it will connect to that machine. Okay, -P is the port number. Now this is all networking stuff. But this is basically, this part that I'm highlighting is connecting to this machine from this machine. We're like the address of that machine, how to find it, where to find it. This is the information. And then once you know where the machine is and where the Postgres server is running, because it's running on this port, we tell it -u, aka the username. This is the username, Postgres, and then Pico. Now, by default, if you, yeah, psql help help always to get any help of any command line interface. What is Postgres, or what does it mean? But it's just like MySQL or Microsoft. It's just a company. It's just the name of the product. But at the end of the day, it's just SQL, just a different flavor, just like SQLite. It's just a name. Yeah, so you specify options, and by default, the last option is the database name. So basically, here we're connecting to the Pico database. So let's copy this command now that you understand what it is doing. And we enter. Now it's prompting us for a password. It's Postgres. Let's Control V. You will not see your password while you're writing because Linux, it's just that way. Okay. Is everything good? Everyone logged into the database server. Okay, good. Now, here's the thing. This is a CLI tool. So we're gonna interact with it, not just in SQL. Like, it has its own commands. At the end, we're gonna do the SQL commands, and you will see the difference. So all of their CLI or this tool's commands, they start with a backslash, as you can see here. Backslash, backslash, backslash DT, backslash whatever. This is SQL. This is SQL. It always starts with a verb name: select, create, drop, alter. Yeah, all of this stuff. CLI tool, yes, command line interface. Yeah, just a tool that you use on the terminal or your shell or your command line interface. All the same. Okay, so first thing, we want to list databases just to see what is there. \l. Okay, we see the Pico, which is where we are. We see the Postgres, okay, and then these two templates, highly unlikely we'll ever need them. And I believe the Postgres database just holds information on the server itself. So not our primary focus. We can start with this. If not, we can move to the second one and so on. So, okay, let's see. Oh, let's show the current database to double check that we're connected to the Pico. Yes. So I just wrote an SQL command. This is an SQL command. I selected current database. So it's a function that they have when you can call it, and it will give you the current database that you're on. Actually, let me send you this cheat sheet in the chat, because no one memorizes their CLI. Maybe you can memorize SQL, yes, but not their weird syntax for Postgres. Okay, so yeah, we now know we're in the Pico table database. So we're in the database, and a database can have multiple tables. So let's list the tables. There are two ways: one using their interface or using an SQL query. Both will give you the same result. So \DT. Okay, oh, interesting. There is a table, they call it relation. Okay, in the whole theory of structured databases, they call it relation. But we'll call it Excel sheet. So there is the flags Excel sheet. So that's interesting. Okay, so let's write a query to read everything in that table. Okay, so what do I want to do? I want to select. Oh, by the way, it's case insensitive, so it doesn't matter capital, small for the command itself. Okay, Ahmed gave us I'm just adding enter. So okay, so Ahmed gave us a query. Select star from flags. Okay, let's see what he was trying to do here, and does it work? Let's see. So select. So we want to select. What do you want to select? Everything. We want to dump the whole table. We want to see the whole Excel sheet. Okay, select everything from table name. We said here is where the table name goes. So we replace it with flags. And then, of course, we need to end it with a semicolon. So what is this doing? It's selecting everything from the flags table. We're reading it. Interesting. So it has an ID, a first name, a last name, and an address column. And Luke Skywalker has very generously given us the flag as his address. And that is the end of the challenge. That's it. They just wanted us to learn how to interact with a database. And thank you, Ahmed, for the SQL query. It was correct. It's exactly what we needed. We just needed to read the flags table from inside of the Pico database. And we're done. Any questions? Any inquiries? Ahmed, go ahead.
So Amar, you just ran like a couple of commands, like for example, /L. What does it do again?
Yes, I was just referring to the this cheat sheet I found online. Honestly, for the for this tool, it says list databases /L. List tables in current database /DT, or they have an alternative which is running an SQL query. So it's your choice.
Yeah.
So this is not SQL. The ones that I'm highlighting, anything that starts with a / is not SQL. It's for this specific tool. SQL. This is SQL. So they're providing you with two options basically. There's more than one way to achieve the same thing, and that's the thing with SQL.
Yes, makes sense. All right, thank you.
Amazing. All clear. Everything good. Okay. Oh, this one's an interesting one. You've found it in many CTFs in multiple flavors. It's CAAS, and we'll see what it stands for in a second. But yeah, just go here and click this. Now presenting caas as a service. So what is caas and why is it presented as a service? I think, let me exit. Okay, good. Sometimes exiting PSQL is harder than Vim. Yes, this is a fun one, yes. So I think, let me just, wow, it's not there? No. No, I'll show you the command either way. Even if it's on my computer. Yep. Is it there? I think it should be. Okay, yeah. Let's see. Yay, that's good. Okay, I finally found it. Okay, so it's a command line utility, just like Postgres, okay? But it might be a little bit less useful, okay? But basically all it does is you do caas, and then you give it some text. Hello, that's it. And it just puts it in this bubble, and the cow is saying that. It's literally caas. There's nothing more to it. Okay, but now they're providing it as a service, which is interesting. Now presenting caas as a service, and they also gave us the source code, the index.js. So we need to inspect that as well. So let's first always try to play around, enumerate, see what's going on, and then we can go to the source code and see really what's going on in the background. So caas as a service. Make a request to the following URL to caas your message. So same URL /caas /the message. So whatever. Yes, thank you for whatever I put as a text here after the cow say slash will be said by the cow. As simple, just like how I ran the command on my terminal. But now it's running on some web server, so we don't know how they're doing it. The name of the challenge, CAAS. Yes, okay. So let's see, so I can put anything, just like we did there, we can do hello. Same thing, it works. So let's download the source code to see how they're doing it. And okay, Visual Studio Code needs to verify. Good. And this is a good good exercise, because you'll see code most likely you haven't written. Me, honestly, I haven't written an Express app, but this is the index.js file. It's a simple file, okay, 17 lines of code, and yet it's serving a website. Okay, so let's see. This is like an import. Here's the thing. You're not supposed to be an expert in order to solve a challenge like this or anything similar. You're given some website, you're not supposed to be a developer in that language or framework. All you need to know is some basic programming and just the structure, the framework, not the framework itself, but the scaffolding of the website. How does the website work? What does it look like in code? If you know that in some other language, you can translate your language to any other challenge, basically. So I can, okay, tell that here is some importing, okay? Here is creating the app itself. It's using probably public for the static files to use, not important. Here we're setting the app to listen, so just to run. Yes, this is JavaScript, yes. This is an Express app. So here we're telling the app to run, okay, it has to run continuously. And then, okay, this is interesting. app.get /cowsay/ message, okay. So it's a GET request to the /cowsay/ message. Let's I think it makes sense, but I'll try to find the documentation for it. Just as I think okay, Stack Overflow is always the solution. So okay, so what did I do? I looked for Express.js. Oh, I wasn't sharing the screen, yeah. Express.js variable and URL. That's what I felt was happening, right? There was a column, it's probably a variable, right? So Express.js variable and URL, of course, first hit is always Stack Overflow. I'm facing an issue, always someone is facing an issue with Stack Overflow, blah, blah, blah. They're complicated app, we don't care. The solution is concise and covers everything. So to get a URL parameter, use that. If you want to get a query parameter, use that. What's the difference? So this is what we have, right? So he's giving us an example here. /p/whatever, okay, will be stored into tag ID, which is what is happening in our case. /cowsay/whatever gets stored in the message variable. So that's it. Whatever goes after the cowsay/ is pasted into this variable called message, and they're accessing it from here, the message. So request.parameters.message, which is this. Okay, so what is it doing? Exec spawns a shell. Okay. So execute, what does it do? It spawns a shell, then executes the command within that shell, buffering any generated output. It's just executing. Okay, it's executing like it's a Linux environment. It's a shell, basically. We get a shell. So /user/game/cowsay. Okay, so they're referring to the binary, and they execute they put our message to the cowsay command, and then okay, they set the timeout, error, standard out. Okay, this is typical stuff, and then they send back the standard out, which is the output from the command itself. That's why we see the cow rendered and so on. So this here is where the disaster is happening. The whatever we input is being inputted directly into the command without any validation, without any removing any malicious characters, without anything. So yes, it's very sad. So cow say, and then whatever we input. So let's get back to the to my machine. Okay, because cow say is not on the web shell, but you can still practice from there. But okay, let's see. So we're given some command, cow say, and it is running hello, whatever we input. This is exactly what we get in the response. Yes, Ahmed, go ahead.
Omar, in the JavaScript code, the user/game/cow say binaries, where are these stored?
This is on the machine that is running the server. Execute, now you're out of JavaScript. You're no longer executing JavaScript code. You're opening a shell, just like this. It's opening a shell like this. So it can do bin bash, it can do cat, ls. It's a full shell that will execute whatever is given to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tamam?
Yes, thank you.
Amazing. So, and that's exactly why it's scary, because now we have full access to the machine. We have the cow say command, we can give it any message, but then immediately in the syntax of bash, if you have a semicolon, that means, okay, this is my first command done. I want to run the second command. I need to be careful what I run because this is my machine. I'll run an echo command, echo 1, 2, 3. So let's see how this behaves. Okay. So cow say hello, semicolon, echo 1, 2, 3. We get the cow say command, but you also get 1, 2, 3. Now, what command do you guys think we should start by running on that machine? Let's test this theory. Let's test that we can get the echo command just like we had on my machine. So cow say hello, semicolon, and then echo 1, 2, 3. It works. We have code execution. Ahmed is saying ls. Let's try ls. Okay, just never mind the encoding thing. This is just URL encoding. It's fine. So hello, ls. Docker file, because this is a Docker container, index.js, node modules, package, public, and then falg.txt. Not flag, falg.txt. Okay, I think everyone now knows what the next step is. What's the command? Cat, yes, cat falg.txt to read the flag, and it's just a long moo with a 0 to verify that you're not copying the flag. So that's it. We have code execution. We could do much more on the machine. We can do anything on the machine as that user. So that's one more challenge down. Okay, can you summarize this, please? Of course. Cow say as a service. So all this website is serving is the service is the ability to run the cow say command from your browser. Okay, and you can give it anything and it will run it. How does it run it? They gave us the source code in the index.js file, and we saw that they are opening a shell, okay, to run the cow say command, and they directly input our parameter that we pass without any cleaning, validation, verification, nothing. So we easily write any message, okay, and then we put a semicolon to end that command, and then we start another one running anything we want, literally. There is no limitations on what you can do here. So we just listed the directory. We saw there was a flag.txt, sorry, a falg.txt, and we just catted the flag from there. That's it. We have code execution on the machine. So if I don't know JavaScript, what do I do? Do I just translate it to another language that I know? You don't have to translate into a new language. If you feel like you can understand the patterns, that should be enough. Like, for example, I've never written an Express.js app from scratch, or ever actually, not from scratch, not scratch, but I understand the general flow of how things are going. But one thing you can do, and I'm very much serious about this, is yeah, exactly. Overall, the idea. I'll share with you a very powerful tool. Okay, explain to me the following web application code, and I copy paste the code. A fast, unopposed. Okay, that's just giving an ad. A fast, unopposed, minimalist web server. Okay, it's requiring the necessary modules. It's initializing the Express application. Okay, typical stuff: initialization, configuration, typical stuff you see. Serve the static files like the index.css. Exactly. Oh, and then it will explain to you this disastrous piece of code where they execute anything. Does it even catch the security note? Yeah, it solved the challenge for us. This application constructs a shell command using user-provided input, which is generally unsafe and could lead to command injection vulnerability, which is exactly what we did. Okay, blah, 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 blah. So yeah, it not only explained the code, but also gave you can even, let's say, give me an equivalent Flask application. Let's say you understand Flask. For me, I'm more comfortable with Flask. Let's see if it will be able to do it. Here's an equivalent. Okay, let's wait. Let's try open the other challenge while it finishes. Okay, so now we finished caas as a service. What is next? Oh, forbidden paths. Let's search for forbidden paths. Frankly, I do not remember what this is doing. Okay. Oh, okay, yeah. The name kind of gives it away, but can you get the flag? So, okay, just open this challenge while we see what ChatGPT has done. Yeah, it will give you, that's basically it. Yeah, so if you understand Flask, you can do this. If you understand, I don't know, React, you can do something similar. If you understand Ruby on Rails, I've never seen any code in that thing, but let's see. And yeah, so it's a very valid way of using GPT. So let's now move into the next challenge. Any questions? Oh, this is a tricky one. Did you fix the security issue in Flask? Oh, wait, let me answer. I do not think so. No. Yeah, similar to the, like how it's honest, like similar to the Express using user input directly, but yeah, you're running a sub process, a shell, okay, using the message. So nothing changed. So it's doing a one-to-one mapping from insecure to insecure as well. Okay, now let's move on to the next challenge. Forbidden paths. Can you get the flag? We're given a website. We know that the website files live in /user/share/nginx/html. That's a mouthful. And the flag is at /. It's at the root file system. But the website is filtering absolute paths. Can you get past the filter to read the flag? Okay, so much to digest here. Let me just clear the cookies, just in case. No, it does not even need a cookie, so it's fine. It doesn't load flag.txt. Okay, you wrote it directly, like this? Yeah, we'll see. We will analyze the description, but let's first try to use the app as it is supposed to be. we're giving some file names, olivertwist.txt. I'll just copy it, literally paste it, read it. And we're given the full book. It gives us the txt of the full book or whatever the thing is, ebook, whatever. So we see it's using /read.php, so it's a PHP application. But what's interesting is this: it feels like it's listing a directory, the current directory or some directory, and then we're just giving it a file name. So this feels like it's a big room for local file inclusion. Local file inclusion, let's see, local file inclusion, no, not payload, yeah. This is a good example, let's see. Usually the images are very clear. Okay, this is not very clear. Okay, so what is happening here? Web application, where is step 1? The attackers modifies the inject payload into the server. Why are they complicating it? We are just accessing a file you're not supposed to access. That's it. So instead of accessing, like we're in our case, olivertwist.txt, the hacker here in this case will give the application a malicious payload, for example, etc password file. The etc password file, it's readable by everyone. It contains user information, does not contain the password. Okay, that's a whole different story of how Linux works. But it's a file to check if you can read any file, basically, outside of your current directory. Just like the host file. So actually, let's read it. Just to give an example. Oh, I need to reconnect. Oh. I need to re-verify. Paste. Okay, so cat, or this might be a mini machine, so it might not have it. Oh, it has it. Okay, it's fine. Ask. Imagine if it just for some reason has my actual password here in plain text. Well done, Ahmed. Well done. We'll get to that. So yeah, this is a typical file that you can find on Linux. Just like the you might have seen this one, the hosts file. If you want to map manually some domain name to an IP, you can do that. Just like how localhost, I'm pretty sure everyone has seen it, is mapped to 127.0.0.1. So if you remove this line here, and if you type localhost in your browser, you will not be able to go to it. So this is like the first place that your computer looks to resolve a DNS name, a name into an IP. These are just general Linux files, but let's get back to our challenge here. Let's not deviate too much. So of course in Linux we know that dot indicates the current directory, dot indicates the parent directory, and they mentioned here that the flag is in the root directory, the root of the whole entire operating system, not the HTML or Nginx. No. It's in the root here. Just it's like next to the user directory. So definitely you cannot type flag.txt. We get nothing. File does not exist. Okay, but what if we just put the absolute path /flag.txt? Not authorized. Okay, so they're doing some form of checking, just like they mentioned here. But the website is filtering absolute path. An absolute path is a path that starts with a slash. So you're starting from the root of the operating system or the file system. Okay. So if there is no absolute path, then there should be relative path. Let's try that. How would we go about doing the relative path? So dot slash means go to the parent directory. Dot slash again, the parent of that directory, the parent of the parent, the parent of the parent. You can do it as many times as you like because we're looking to go to the absolute root. So even if you go, you don't have to actually calculate it unless you're going for example, something specific here, but it doesn't really matter. So you can copy this whole thing 100 times. Okay, it will still work. No, I didn't put any file, but yeah, let's So yeah, let's just do a couple of dot slash. Now we're 100% at the root. So if we do, let's try just typing user. Do we get any listing, or is it just reading the files? Yeah, we don't get anything, but it's fine because we know that we want to look for a file. So this might not allow listing a directory, but it might allow reading a file. So we put the flag.txt and we get the flag. So I'll leave the payload here for everyone to just absorb it. Is there anything confusing about this payload or why we're doing this? Can we use the tilde? The tilde goes to the home of the current user. So let's say the file system is /home/ let's call this web server Ahmed, your home directory, and you have some files here. Let's say you have the flag here, okay? Then in that case, if we're running this server as Ahmed, then we don't have to do all of this. We can simply do tilde /flag.txt. Tilde will replace it with the current user's home directory. And let's see it in the web shell. Actually, right now we're in the tilde. If you can see here where I'm highlighting. Let me clear it up. It's too cluttered. So if I print the working directory, we're in /home/my username. So if I go to /root, for example, now I'm at the root, and if I list, this is the root file system. But if I cd to tilde and ls, now I'm back to my directory. However, we do not want the home directory. We want the root. So that's why it's not providing us with anything, because we still have to // But let's see, does it work? Does it filter for the tilde? I think it should work still. Oh, file does not exist. Do I need to a bit more? File does not exist. Maybe because the web server might not have a home directory. Usually, and that's the proper way of doing it, the services like a web server and an SQL server, whatever you're running, they should not have a home directory and a shell, and they can run like any other human on the computer. They should have limited access. They should not have a shell, no home directory, and so on. This goes into the whole security of user and access management. But yeah, so most likely this directory does not exist, and that's why we're not able to start from it. But yeah, this is the flag. We're done with the challenge. Forbidden paths. Let's see what we have next. Secrets. I do not remember this one. I do not remember many of them. Secrets. We have several hidden pages. Oh yeah, this one is a fun exercise to end the session with. And if you'd like to stick around for like 5 extra minutes after that, I'll fix my my command from the 2 weeks ago, where we tried to automate the process of ordering pieces of the flag. Like it's just a puzzle and we try to automate it. We can get to that later as an extra thing after the recording. But yeah, now we have our last challenge, secrets. We have several pages hidden. Can you find the one with the flag? The website is running here, okay? Let's see the website. If security wasn't your job, would you do it as a hobby? And this is the most stock photo I've seen. Okay, let's see, we have, okay, this should have a warning. This is hurting my eyes. Okay, so we can see /contact.html, just boilerplate stuff about, there's not much. We can try to view the page source, right click, view page source. Muscle building GIF. Okay, but we see some interesting thing here. So this is, okay, we know this, we've seen all of these, but then this CSS, it's not directly in the assets, it's in the secret /assets/index.tss. So let's try to visit the secret. Okay, this needs to stop. Okay. So we said secret or secrets? No, secret. Let's try to discover that directory. Okay. Finally, you almost found me. You are doing well. I have no idea what I'm doing, but I know I'm doing it really, really well. Okay. There's probably like some rabbit hole thing. We need to go to multiple directories. Okay. Find me. This is what we saw, the body, okay, of the HTML, and then hidden.css. So we don't really care about this CSS file. We care about this hidden directory. And actually, I think the reason nothing's appearing is because it is index.html. Yeah. So basically, these directories, secret or hidden, or whatever they are, they contain some assets like the CSS, the JavaScript we saw in the previous one and whatnot, but they also contain a file called index.html. And when a web server finds index.html inside of a inside of a directory, this is what it defaults to. So you don't have to write secret/index.html. By default, index.html will be rendered. So if we go to hidden, and we can even keep the same thing, keep the index.html. So now we have this login website, okay, which looks very, very professional. Okay, nothing works. As you can see, when I hover over, you can see the URL is the same and a hash sign. I don't know if it's clear, but you can try it on your own browser. This just tells you the link does not go anywhere. Okay, thank you for the attempt, but oops, try harder, better luck next time. This is probably local, what's it called? Local authentication. There is no server running. So, okay. When I go to sources, I see what super hidden, and I only see the asset files, but I can see that this directory exists. And just I can see it in the same way we did for the previous ones, super hidden. So it doesn't matter. You can see it from the developer tools under sources, or you can see it by inspecting yourself. So let's copy that. Now hidden/super hidden/index.html. Finally, you found me, but can you see me? So of course, it has to be hidden somewhere. If you go to the elements, you can see the flag, or alternatively, you can also inspect the page source. There's multiple ways to achieve the same thing in a web browser. And this is the flag. All it wanted you to notice is the directories. The directories inside of, where the assets are being imported from. The typically, we saw it actually in here. This app that uses express.static, it's using the public directory for its assets, like the style.css, script.js. These are the assets. So it's using these. So that's it. Why can't we see the flag in the web page? It's header 3, no. Can you? Okay, I'll give it one. Okay, so let's start one by one. Why can't we see the flag in the web page? Very good point. Why? It's a heading, right? And there is no styling here saying hidden or whatnot, but it's here it says class equals flag. Let's see in the CSS, is that referenced? So h1, that's normal, background white, color black, and then dot flag means anything with the class of flag, background color white, and the color white. So actually it's not even hidden, it's there, yeah. So it's there, but just white on white, so you cannot see it. What does class equals X? Class, you're setting a tag, an attribute, okay? Whatever you do with that attribute later on is different. So it's a way to place a tag on this element, okay? So you can access it specifically in JavaScript or in CSS. So it's not for one specific purpose. I can access it in JavaScript and change its contents or read its contents. Or I can do it in CSS and change its style and its behavior and its color. So think of it as a tag, so I can know where this element is. Okay, so Yusuf, quick summary again, of course. Where did we start? We started from all the way here. we saw that the website is not very dynamic. There's no way for us to put input. There's no login. So we're like, okay, let's inspect the page source. Right-click View Page Source, and we started reading, and we found this very unusual directory. Usually, you will find the index.css or style.css typically directly in the assets/index, not secret/assets/index.css. So we knew that there was some directory called secret. So we were like, okay, let's visit it. So instead of going to contact.html, we want to go to secret. Okay, and we found that there is something there. There's a web page being served, and it's actually not shown here, but it's the default it's like a known default. All web servers know it, index.html. So that's why you don't get a difference when you add it or remove it. And then this thing goes on. Same concept. View page source, you find some other hidden. Okay, we go to that directory. Now, instead of /secret, it's going to be /secret/hidden, because now we're going deeper. Okay, I don't want to add the index.html. You can or you cannot, it doesn't matter. Okay, same thing, repeat it. Super hidden this time. It's not any type of hidden, it is super hidden / okay, finally you found me, but can you see me? They just changed the font to white, so you just need to highlight it or open the page source or do anything. But yeah, is it clear now, Yusuf? Yes, amazing. It's just directories that we're accessing, and they just happen to have an index.html file because they want it to be that way, because they're hiding the flag in one of them. So that's the whole whole concept. Okay, so I think we did a good number of challenges for this week. If you'd like to stick around, I'll fix the what was it called? Don't use client-side problem. But other than that, feel free to leave, and I hope you learned something, enjoyed, and if you have any questions, go ahead. All good, amazing. So thank you, Yusuf. I'm really glad you enjoyed it. Thank you so much. So this challenge, we started it like 3 weeks ago, I think. It was supposed to be the most basic challenge, and then it ended up, okay, let me just clear the tabs. I have so many tabs open. Okay. Yes, I remember. And every time, بصراحة, I cannot handle the color. I need to change, so I need to. So this is what I'm doing here. I'm changing the background color of the page just because I want to. I cannot handle the color. This is not part of the challenge, but okay. So no questions. Let's jump into it. So I think everyone knows how to solve this challenge, and they probably did it manually because it took me 3 weeks to fix the code for it. But basically, we went to enter valid credentials. Of course, I'm not going to give my password. I'm going to give any garbage. And immediately it gives us incorrect password. So we know that it's doing something on the client side. So let's see the network to verify that what our assumption is true or not. Is it really happening on the client side or not? If it is, we will not see any network traffic, because usually when you go to Banner, for example, and you type your credentials and press enter, if you open this network tab, you'll find that there is a request being made and it contains your username and password, and you will get a response back. So it's verifying. There is some back end that you're communicating with. But here, I'm pressing verify and the credentials are here. They never leave. Nothing happens. So how is it verifying whether I'm correct or wrong? So this leads me to believe that there's some JavaScript here. So if I inspect the page source, it is exactly that. It's some JavaScript. They're trying to make it obscure, tamam? They're trying to change the order, but we're still gonna find them. We're still gonna get the flag. So what is happening? We saw that there is a submit button. Okay, the button that we click, which says verify. It has an on click. When you click on it, it calls the verify function. What is the verify function? It's this. All it does is it checks if your password is the string, but the order is messed up on purpose to make it harder. So they are checking the first. So 0 is the first portion. This is the second portion, and then here is the third portion. And you can see there is pico, CTF, curly braces, so you know 100% this is the flag. So the flag is the password. If you get the password, you get the flag, you get the flag, you get the password. Doesn't matter. We can rearrange it manually. We can see this is 0 to 1, this is 1 to 2, this is 3 to 4. We can do it manually. And I think we I think we left it as an exercise. And then I came next week and the code was not working on the web shell. So let's now copy the relevant part. We're gonna do some text manipulation. Okay, it will seem complicated, but when you play around with it just for a bit, it will get really easy and it will become very intuitive and useful. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna write some bash one-liner, okay, that will give us the flag. That's it. It will turn all of this annoying thing into the flag. So let's copy it, and I think the web shell closed. Yep. Yeah, I need to relog in. 1 second, I need to copy the 50 character password again. Copy, paste, enter. Okay, let me clear my clipboard. I feel like one day I'll forget to clear the clipboard. But okay, let's see. We're gonna use Nano. Nano is a text editor inside of the command line, inside of the terminal, shell, whatever, doesn't matter. All of them refer to the same thing in our scenario. Okay, so inside of this shell, I'm gonna do Nano, and then the name of the file, I will call it hopefully works.js. The name does not matter, but okay. So I'm just going to copy this portion because this is what I care about. I don't care about anything else. I care about getting and rearranging these pieces. So that's the goal. We want to rearrange the pieces of the flag. And wow, Nano has code the syntax highlighting. Didn't know that. Okay, so how do we exit? How do we save? As you can see at the bottom, Control O to write out. Write out means to save. So Control O, file name to write, enter. Wrote 8 lines means it saved the 8 lines. Now you can safely exit with the Control X. So everything clear. Does everyone have this piece of text inside of their file? If you have any issues with Nano, copying, pasting, feel free. Okay. One more time. Okay. So I'm opening Nano. Let me remove the file. I'll change the name now. It needs to be shorter. I'll call it my file, because I clearly have file.js, my.js, temp. I've used all the temporary names. I'm gonna open a new file called Nano. Sorry, using Nano called my file. And then I'm going to paste, normal paste, Control V, Command V, whatever operating system you're on. I'm going to paste, and we lost the syntax highlighting. That's sad. Oh, because I used the file extension JS. Okay. I'm doing Control O to save. I press enter. Now it's saved. I do Control X to exit. That's it. I just want to exit the tool. And to verify, I'm going to cat my file. You can do tab to autocomplete. So when you write enough of the file such that the name is unique, you can just press tab. And the same for commands and so on. It saves a lot of time. Cat my file, and yeah, it looks good to me. It has the contents. Is it good, Ahmed? Amazing. Now we're gonna start the magic command line bash magic. So first thing, we want to read the file, because here's the thing, we're gonna chain a bunch of commands. So we want to read the file, okay, get that output, and then feed it into another command. That command will remove some extra stuff, maybe order it based on the number, and then move it into another command, another. So we're gonna start by reading the file. Actually, one point I want to add in the file, we can nano my file again. I'll add here multiplied by 1. Why? Just to keep the same format. You can see here this is 0. This is essentially our index. The first number is our index, 0, 1, 2. So this one did not have it because multiplying by 1, that doesn't do anything. But we have it just to make it easier for ourselves. Otherwise it might flip 1 and 2. Because here the first number is 2. So it might flip it with this one. So this is just an extra measure to just to make it easier on ourselves. Like, we're automating, yes, but we don't have to do 100% of it by hand. Anyways, Control O to write out to the file, and then Control X to leave. Same thing, same procedure, nothing changes, whether you're adding, appending, starting a new file. So now we can start the command. So we want to cat my file. That means read it. But do I want to see the output? No. I want you to feed the output into another command. That command is grep. Okay, grep is, as we discussed before, it is used for using regular expressions. It's used for finding text in a bigger text. Okay, but it also has very, very powerful features. You can search directly, like let's say for the word split, it will show you the lines that contain it, which is every file. But if you specify O, that means only give me the match. So here, it will not give me the whole line, it will just give me the match. So of course, it will be the same thing. So this is useless unless you're using regular expressions, because if you're looking for the exact text and only extracting the exact text, it's not very useful, to be honest. So this is why it's usually paired with regular expressions. And I'm going to use the E flag. You can combine flags like this. But what is the E flag? It's just saying use the extend regular expressions. Just to include everything in regular expressions. Now, what do we want to find? So what is our regular expression? We want to extract we want to extract the number, okay, followed by a comma. So not this number, for example. No, it has to be this, or this, or this, and then anything up until the quotation. So let's see. Let's write it bit by bit. Here, by the way, the mistake from last time, it's not a mistake, it's a bug. For some reason, \d does not work. It's supposed to match all digits. So I actually have no clue why it doesn't work, but 0 to 9 works. So I'm still baffled by this. But yeah, so now we're matching all numbers, digits, I mean, and then we want to get a comma. Okay, so this is good. We're building the command, and then we want to have anything, okay, which is a dot star or a dot plus, which means any character 1 or more times. So this goes to the end, of course, because it matched any character 1 or more times. This is any character, this is any character, doesn't matter, did not stop. Okay, but what we can do is tell it to stop on the closing brackets. Okay, so now what is this piece of magic doing? Yeah. Oh, \d. It might be that actually. Let's explain this command and try that. So basically we're saying find me any digit 0 to 9, and then that digit must be followed exactly by a comma, and then find me anything. Dot matches anything, any character, any number, any digit, okay, until you find a closing parentheses. Why do I put a backslash because the parentheses are part of the regex syntax. Regex is a language for pattern matching. It's a whole language. It's a big thing. We're using a subset of it here. And that's why I need to escape it so to understand that this is not part of the syntax. This is part of the exact character, the parentheses character. So now we get all of this. Okay. Now Ahmed says, let's try the backslash d, backslash d, sorry. No, I mean, it's weird. It works with the backslash w. I don't know why it's like that. Anyway, here we're just specifying the group of characters from 0 to 9. So 0, 1, 2, 3. You can specify them one by one, but that's too much. You can just do 0 to 9. It will understand that you mean the range 0 to 9. Okay, so now we have this. What can we do? We can now sort. We can now sort based on this as our index. So we can pipe it into another command, called sort, okay, -n. -n means sort by the number. So what do we get now? We get 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that's exactly what we want. Beautiful. Now we have the thing in the correct order, but we want to get the absolute flag. Yes, Ahmed, that \n, I think it forces it to be numeric. In our case, it will not matter. Yes, true. Yes. Okay, now we have sort. Now we're going to do another regular expression. I know it's complicated, but once you take this file and try to understand it and build this command bit by bit, you'll find a different command, by the way. This is not the only way to solve it. You can come up with a different command. You can even shorten my command. This is probably not the most optimal one. But yeah, sort -n. Okay, so we sorted it. Now, my goal now is to get whatever is inside the parentheses. So I can do grep. I'm going to do the same thing, -oe. And then I'm looking for what? I'm looking for quote, followed by a quote, and between them is anything, dot plus. Or I think \w will work as well. No, it will not work. Oh, no, sorry, \w plus. Yeah, so what is this? The double quotes are to specify the inputs, okay? So it's not part of the matching pattern, the expression. But I'm saying I want you to match a single quote, like you see here, and then any alphanumeric, so digit, number, and now I understand my mistake. No, \w will not work because the curly braces will now be removed. So it's a dot star. Let's just stay on the safe side. Dot star will match anything. It will give you anything within single quotes. This is what this expression is doing, and it's being inputted to the command within double quotes. That's it. Now we're 95% done. What we can do now is there is a command called translate. Translate, it's like it does a one-to-one mapping. So you can say, for example, any letter P should go to I, for example, and any I should go to a C. So it's like, it looks, this will be mapped to this second one with the second one. So let's see what it happens. See, now we have I, C, C, O, CTF. So, but this is not what we need. I'm just giving you the example of the command. It has an option, -d, to delete. As simple as that. Whenever it sees that character, it deletes it. So what I want to delete is the \n, because of the new lines. I want it to be on one line, and I want to remove all of the single quotes. And let me close my expression, and let's see what we get. Oh, finally get the flag in the web shell. This is the flag. So let me show you from this point. So from this point, we had the single quotes and the new lines. You can copy it, but we have to do it manually. Doing this manually saves so much time. But you learn so much by automating it. But yeah, -d to delete, single quotes, and \new line, and now we get the flag done. So doing this manually, it of course in such a simple flag, this is the case. But you will find challenges where they force you to do something like this. The flag will be hundreds of lines, thousands sometimes. They make it on purpose such that you need to find some tool to automate it. It could be something like this, where it's like string manipulation. you need to remove characters, regular expression, and so on. Or you can do, or it can be some web application, you need to automate it as well, you need to brute force something. So automation is a really good skill to have. Maybe here it's a very simple scenario that can, of course, be done manually, but in bigger situations, it's very, very useful. What does the -o in grep mean? Well, let's grep -- help. Let's see. Only matching. Show only non-empty parts of lines that match. So instead of giving you the line where this match happened, it will give you the exact match, because we don't care about the line. In that case, it will give us all of the lines because it's matching something in every line. We just want the exact match because we're using regular expressions to find specific patterns. Do you want to do the next part of this CTF client side? Oh, I think we're going a bit over time, and we can definitely start with it next time. Unless, I mean, what do you guys think? Should we end it here? I mean, 20 minutes after the time. Next time, please. خلاص. We'll start with it first. Yeah, we have midterms. Yeah. I'm sorry for going over time, but next, yes, it's a good homework, and we can start with a solution immediately as the first challenge next week. I hope you enjoyed, learned something new, benefited, and yeah, see you next week, inshallah.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, Yusuf, go ahead.